Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding your biggest dream has come true. Sounds impossible, right? Well, what if I told you there's a powerful technique that could make your wishes become reality faster than you ever thought possible? It's not magic, it's not a gimmick, and it doesn't require you to buy anything. This method is all about tapping into the incredible power that's already inside you. I'm talking about the mirror technique, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about manifesting your desires. Now you might be thinking, oh great, another manifesting trick that probably doesn't work. I get it. We've all been there, trying out every tip and trick we come across, hoping it'll be the one that finally makes a difference. But here's the thing. The mirror technique isn't like those other methods. It's not about chanting special words or visualizing until your head hurts. It's much simpler than that, and yet so much more powerful. Think about it for a second. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have all the luck? Everything just falls into place for them, almost like the universe is working overtime to make their dreams come true. What if I told you that you could be one of those people? That's exactly what the mirror technique can do for you. It's like having a secret key that unlocks the door to everything you've ever wanted. But here's the real kicker. This technique doesn't just help you get what you want, it actually speeds up the whole process. We're talking about manifesting your desires in days or weeks, not months or years. Sounds too good to be true? I thought so too, until I tried it myself and saw the results with my own eyes. So, are you ready to discover how you can use this mind-blowing technique to transform your life? Stick around, because I'm about to spill all the details on how you can start manifesting your dreams at lightning speed. Let's talk about manifesting. You've probably heard the term before, maybe from a friend who's into spirituality or from one of those self-help books. But what does it really mean? At its core, manifesting is all about turning your thoughts and desires into reality. It's like placing an order with the universe and then watching as it gets delivered right to your doorstep. Now, I know what you're thinking. If it's that easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, here's the thing. Manifesting isn't just about wishing for something and then sitting back and waiting for it to happen. It's a bit more complex than that, but don't worry, it's not rocket science either. Think of manifesting like planting a garden. You can't just throw some seeds on the ground and expect a beautiful flower bed to appear overnight. You need to prepare the soil, plant the seeds carefully, water them regularly, and make sure they get enough sunlight. Manifesting works in a similar way. You need to prepare your mind, plant the seeds of your desires, nurture them with positive thoughts and actions, and then allow them the time and space to grow. But here's where many people get stuck. They do all the right things. They set their intentions. They visualize. They try to stay positive, but nothing seems to happen. Or if it does, it takes so long that they've almost given up hope by the time their desire finally manifests. It's frustrating, right? You feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but the universe just isn't listening. That's where a lot of people throw in the towel. They decide that manifesting is just a bunch of new age nonsense that doesn't really work. And I get it. When you put your heart and soul into wanting something and it doesn't appear, it's easy to feel let down. It's easy to think that maybe you're just not cut out for this manifesting stuff. But here's the secret that most people miss. Manifesting isn't about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It's about aligning yourself with what you want so completely that it has no choice but to come into your life. And that's exactly where the mirror technique comes in. You see, the mirror technique isn't just another tool in your manifesting toolbox. It's like upgrading from a regular toolbox to a high-tech workshop. It doesn't just help you manifest, it supercharges the whole process. It's like adding rocket fuel to your manifesting efforts. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty of how the mirror technique works, let's talk about why it's so effective. Remember how I said manifesting is like planting a garden? Well, the mirror technique is like having a master gardener show you exactly how to prepare the soil, when to plant the seeds, and how to care for your plants so they grow faster and stronger than you ever thought possible. The reason the mirror technique is so powerful is that it tackles the biggest obstacle most people face when trying to manifest themselves. That's right. The biggest thing standing between you and your dreams isn't the universe or bad luck or anything outside of you. It's what's going on inside your own mind. Think about it. How many times have you wanted something, but deep down, you didn't really believe you could have it? Maybe you've dreamed of starting your own business, but there's a little voice in your head saying, "Who do you think you are? You're not cut out to be an entrepreneur." Or perhaps you've wished for a loving relationship, but part of you is convinced that you don't deserve love. These inner doubts and conflicts are like weeds in your manifestation garden. No matter how much you water and tend to your desires, if these weeds are there, they'll choke out your manifestations before they have a chance to bloom. The mirror technique is like a super effective weed killer that not only gets rid of these doubts, but also fertilizes the soil of your mind so your desires can grow strong and healthy. So, are you starting to see why the mirror technique is such a game changer? It's not just about manifesting faster, although it definitely does that. It's about transforming the way you see yourself and the world around you. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts what they want, instead of always feeling like you're fighting an uphill battle. Now, I know you're probably eager to learn exactly how this technique works, and we're going to get to that, I promise. But first, I want you to take a moment to really let this sink in. The power to change your life, to manifest your deepest desires, has been within you all along. The mirror technique is simply a way to tap into that power more effectively than ever before. Are you ready to unlock that power? Are you ready to become a manifesting master? Great. Because in the next section, we're going to break down the mirror technique step by step, so you can start using it to transform your life today. All right, it's time to pull back the curtain and reveal the secret source of lightning-fast manifestation, the mirror technique. Now, don't worry. This isn't some complicated ritual that requires special tools or years of practice. In fact, the beauty of the mirror technique is in its simplicity. All you need is yourself, a mirror, and the willingness to try something new. So, what exactly is the mirror technique? At its core, it's a powerful method of self-talk and visualization that uses your own reflection as a tool for transformation. It's based on the idea that the way we see ourselves, both literally and figuratively, has a huge impact on what we're able to manifest in our lives. Here's how it works. You stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and speak to your reflection as if it were your future self, the version of you that has already achieved what you're trying to manifest. Sounds simple, right? But don't be fooled by its simplicity. This technique packs a powerful punch when it comes to rewiring your brain and supercharging your manifestation abilities. Step 1. Find a quiet, private space with a mirror. This could be your bathroom mirror, a full-length mirror in your bedroom, or even a small handheld mirror. The important thing is that you have some privacy and won't be interrupted. Step 2. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. This helps clear your mind and get you in the right headspace for the technique. Step 3. Look into your own eyes in the mirror. This might feel a bit awkward at first, but stick with it. Making eye contact with yourself is a crucial part of the process. Step 4. Start speaking to your reflection as if it were your future self, the you that has already achieved what you're trying to manifest. For example, if you're trying to manifest a new job, you might say something like, "Congratulations on landing your dream job. I'm so proud of how hard you worked to get here. You're doing amazing things in your new role." Step 5. Really feel the emotions associated with having achieved your goal. Let yourself experience the joy, the pride, the sense of accomplishment. The more real you can make it feel, the more powerful the technique becomes. Step 6. Repeat this process for a few minutes each day, preferably at the same time each day to establish a routine. Now I know what you might be thinking. Talk to myself in the mirror? Isn't that a little weird? I get it. It might feel strange at first, but here's the thing. This technique is weird because it's different from what you're used to doing, and that's exactly why it works so well. You see, most of us spend our days talking to ourselves inside our heads, and unfortunately, a lot of that self-talk is negative. We criticize ourselves, doubt ourselves, and often focus on what we lack rather than what we have or what we're capable of achieving. The mirror technique interrupts this pattern of negative self-talk and replaces it with positive, empowering messages. But it goes even deeper than that. When you look into your own eyes and speak to yourself as if you've already achieved your goals, you're doing something really powerful. You're creating a strong, vivid mental image of success. And here's the cool part. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So when you do the mirror technique, you're actually training your brain to believe that success is not only possible, but inevitable. Let's use an example to make this clearer. Say you're trying to manifest a healthier lifestyle. You've been wanting to eat better and exercise more, but you've struggled to stick with it. Here's how you might use the mirror technique. You stand in front of the mirror, take a deep breath, and look into your own eyes. Then you start speaking. Wow, look at you. You're absolutely glowing with health and vitality. I'm so impressed with how committed you've been to taking care of yourself. You're eating nourishing foods that make you feel great, and you're actually enjoying your workouts. You have so much energy now, and you're sleeping better than ever. I'm really proud of you for making your health a priority. As you're saying these words, really try to feel the emotions associated with them. Imagine how good it feels to be healthy and full of energy. Picture yourself easily choosing nutritious foods and looking forward to your workouts. Let yourself feel the pride and satisfaction of taking good care of your body. Now here's where the magic happens. By doing this regularly, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're creating new neural pathways that support your goal of a healthier lifestyle. You're literally changing the way you see yourself, both in the mirror and in your mind's eye. And this is why the mirror technique is so powerful for manifesting. It's not just about positive thinking or visualization. although those are part of it. It's about fundamentally changing your self-image and your beliefs about what's possible for you. When you change those, you change everything. But there's another reason why the mirror technique is so effective, especially when it comes to speeding up the manifestation process. It has to do with something called the reticular activating system, RAS, in your brain. Don't worry, I'm not going to get all scientific on you. Just bear with me for a moment. The RAS is like a filter in your brain that decides what information to pay attention to. It's why when you're thinking about buying a certain car, you suddenly start noticing that car everywhere. Your RAS has been activated to look for it. When you use the mirror technique, you're activating your RAS to look for opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your goals. You're training your brain to spot the things that will help you manifest your desires faster. It's like you're turning yourself into a powerful manifesting magnet, attracting exactly what you need to make your dreams a reality. Let's go back to our healthy lifestyle example. After doing the mirror technique regularly, you might find yourself naturally noticing healthier food options when you're at the grocery store. You might become more aware of opportunities to be active throughout your day. You might even start attracting people into your life who support and encourage your healthier choices. This is the mirror technique in action. It's not just about saying nice things to yourself in the mirror, although that's a big part of it. It's about rewiring your brain, changing your self-image, and aligning yourself with the reality you want to create. And when you do that, manifesting becomes not just easier, but faster too. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds great, but does it really work? And that's a fair question. After all, we've all come across techniques that promise the moon but don't deliver. So let me share a quick personal story with you. A few years ago, I was stuck in a job I hated. I knew I wanted to start my own business, but I was terrified. I didn't think I had what it took to be an entrepreneur. Every time I thought about quitting my job and striking out on my own, I'd break out in a cold sweat. But then I learned about the mirror technique. At first, I felt silly standing in front of the mirror, talking to myself as if I was already a successful business owner. But I stuck with it. Every morning, I'd look myself in the eye and say things like, "You're doing an amazing job with your business. Your clients love working with you, and you're making a real difference in their lives. You were so brave to take that leap, and look at how it's paid off." It felt weird at first, but after a few weeks, something started to shift. I began to feel more confident. Ideas for my business started flowing more easily. I found myself taking small actions toward my goal without even really thinking about it. And here's the crazy part. Opportunities started showing up out of nowhere. I met a potential mentor at a party. A friend introduced me to someone who became my first client. Within 3 months of starting the mirror technique, I had quit my job and launched my business. Now, was it all smooth sailing from there? Of course not. Starting a business is always challenging, but the mirror technique gave me the confidence and the mindset I needed to take that leap and stick with it when things got tough. And that's the real power of the mirror technique. It's not just about manifesting external things, although it certainly helps with that. It's about manifesting the person you need to become to achieve your goals. It's about aligning your self-image with your desires so completely that success becomes almost inevitable. So, are you ready to give it a try? Remember, the key is consistency. Don't expect miracles overnight, although don't be surprised if they happen. Commit to doing the mirror technique every day for at least 21 days. That's how long it typically takes to start forming a new habit. And here's a pro tip: start small. Don't try to manifest your biggest, most out there dream right off the bat. Begin with something that feels achievable but still exciting. As you start to see results, your confidence in the technique and in yourself will grow, and you can start tackling bigger manifestations. Also, don't worry if you feel a bit resistant at first. It's totally normal. Our brains are wired to keep us safe, which often means keeping us in our comfort zone. The mirror technique is all about pushing past that comfort zone and into the realm of possibility. So if you feel a little uncomfortable, congratulations. It means you're growing. Certainly. I'll continue with the next 3 sections of the script based on the outline provided earlier. Now that you understand how to do the mirror technique, you might be wondering, okay, but why does this actually work? It's a great question, and the answer is pretty fascinating. The mirror technique isn't just some woo-woo spiritual practice. There's real science behind it. Let's start with the basics. Have you ever heard the phrase, "as within, so without"? It's an ancient saying that basically means your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. And that's exactly what the mirror technique taps into. Think about it like this. Imagine your mind is like a still lake. The surface of the lake is your conscious mind, the thoughts and beliefs you're aware of. But beneath the surface is your subconscious mind, all the deep-rooted beliefs and patterns that you might not even realize you have. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The world around you, your experiences, your relationships, your successes and failures, they're all like reflections on the surface of that lake. Just like how a lake reflects the sky above it, your outer world reflects what's going on in your inner world. So when you use the mirror technique, you're not just talking to your reflection, you're actually sending ripples through that lake of your mind, changing the reflection it casts on the world around you. But it goes even deeper than that. When you look into your own eyes in the mirror and speak positively to yourself, you're activating a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, RAS. Don't worry, I'm not going to get too technical here. Just think of the RAS as your brain's filter system. Your RAS decides what information from the world around you is important enough to bring to your attention. It's why when you're thinking about buying a new car, you suddenly start noticing that model everywhere. Your RAS has been primed to look for it. When you use the mirror technique, you're essentially programming your RAS to look for opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your goals. You're telling your brain, hey, this is important. Pay attention to anything that can help make this a reality. But here's the really cool part. The mirror technique doesn't just change what you notice in the world around you. It actually changes you. When you consistently speak to yourself as if you've already achieved your goals, you start to embody that version of yourself. You start to think, feel, and act like the person who has already manifested their desires. And this is where the real magic happens, because when you change who you are being, you change what you are attracting. It's like you become a magnet for the very things you want to manifest. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, that sounds great, but I've tried positive affirmations before and they didn't work. And you're right. Just saying nice things to yourself isn't enough. That's why the mirror technique is so powerful. it's not just about the words you say. It's about the connection you create with yourself when you look into your own eyes. When you make eye contact with yourself in the mirror, you're activating the part of your brain responsible for empathy and connection. It's like you're having a heart-to-heart with your best friend, except that best friend is you. This creates a much deeper, more emotional impact than just reciting affirmations in your head. Plus, when you see yourself in the mirror, your brain registers it as real. It's not just a visualization in your mind. You're actually seeing the person who's going to achieve these amazing things. This makes it much easier for your brain to believe and accept the positive messages you're giving yourself. So the next time you're standing in front of that mirror, remember, you're not just talking to yourself. You're rewiring your brain, reprogramming your subconscious, and literally changing the reflection that your inner world casts on your outer reality. Pretty powerful stuff, right? All right, now that you understand the why behind the mirror technique, let's talk about how to get started. I know it might feel a little awkward at first. Trust me, I've been there. But with a little practice, it'll start to feel natural, and before you know it, you'll be manifesting like a pro. First things first, let's choose what you want to manifest. Now, here's a little secret that a lot of people miss when they're starting out with manifestation. It's best to start small. I know. You probably have some big dreams you're itching to make a reality, and that's great. We'll get there. But when you're just starting out with the mirror technique, it's best to choose something that feels achievable but still exciting. Why? Well, it's all about building your manifestation muscles. Just like you wouldn't try to bench press 300 pounds on your first day at the gym, you don't want to try manifesting your biggest, wildest dreams right off the bat. Start with something smaller, and as you see results, your confidence will grow. And with that confidence, you'll be able to manifest bigger and bigger things. So what kind of small manifestations am I talking about? It could be something like manifesting a great parking spot when you go shopping, or having a really good hair day, or getting an unexpected message from an old friend. These might seem trivial, but they're perfect for practicing the mirror technique and building your belief in the process. Once you've chosen what you want to manifest, it's time to craft your mirror statement. This is what you'll be saying to yourself when you do the technique. The key here is to phrase it as if it's already happened. So instead of saying, "I want to have a great hair day," you'd say something like, "Wow, your hair looks amazing today." You're radiating confidence and everyone notices how great you look. Now here's a pro tip. Make your statement as vivid and detailed as possible. Engage all your senses. What do you see? How do you feel? What are people saying to you? The more real you can make it feel, the more powerful it will be. Okay, so you've got your manifestation goal and your mirror statement. Now it's time to actually do the technique. Here's a step-by-step guide. Find a quiet, private place where you won't be interrupted. This could be your bathroom, your bedroom, or anywhere you have a mirror and some privacy. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. This helps clear your mind and get you in the right headspace. Look into your own eyes in the mirror. This might feel a bit weird at first, but stick with it. Making eye contact with yourself is crucial. Start speaking your mirror statement out loud. Remember to speak as if you're talking to your future self who has already achieved this goal. As you're speaking, really try to feel the emotions associated with having achieved your goal. Let yourself experience the joy, the excitement, the sense of accomplishment. Do this for about 5 minutes. It might feel like a long time at first, but as you get used to it, the time will fly by. Finish by giving yourself a big smile and saying something like, "Thank you for making this happen." Now, here's the most important part. Consistency. Do this every day, preferably at the same time each day. First thing in the morning or right before bed are great times for the mirror technique. And here's another tip. Don't just limit the mirror technique to your designated mirror time. Throughout the day, whenever you pass a mirror, take a second to look yourself in the eye and repeat your mirror statement, or just give yourself an encouraging smile and nod. These little moments can really add up and reinforce the work you're doing. Remember, the mirror technique is all about changing how you see yourself. And when you change how you see yourself, you change what you believe is possible for you. And when you change what you believe is possible, well, that's when the magic starts to happen. So, are you ready to give it a try? Remember, start small, be consistent, and most importantly, have fun with it. Manifesting isn't supposed to be a chore. It's supposed to be exciting and joyful. So enjoy the process and get ready to be amazed at what you can create in your life. All right, now that you're all set to start your mirror technique journey, let's talk about some common mistakes people make when they're starting out. Don't worry, we've all made these mistakes at some point. But by knowing about them in advance, you can avoid them and fast-track your manifesting success. This is probably the biggest mistake people make when they're starting out with the mirror technique. They'll look in the mirror and say something like, "I want to be happy," or "I want to be successful." And while those are great goals, they're just too vague for your brain to work with. Remember, your brain loves specifics. The more detailed you can be, the easier it is for your mind to create that reality. So instead of "I want to be happy," try something like, "You're so joyful and content. Your relationships are thriving, your work is fulfilling, and you wake up every morning excited for the day ahead." See the difference? The second version gives your brain a clear picture to work with. It's like giving your subconscious mind a detailed blueprint instead of a vague sketch. This one's tricky because sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it. For example, someone might look in the mirror and say, "I don't want to be broke anymore." The problem is, your subconscious mind doesn't really process negatives. It hears "broke," and that's what it focuses on. Instead, flip it to a positive. Say something like, "Your financial situation is improving every day. Money flows to you easily and abundantly." Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. This is a big one. You're standing there, doing the mirror technique, saying all these great things about yourself and your life, and then that little voice in your head pipes up, "Who are you kidding? This will never happen." First of all, don't beat yourself up if this happens. It's totally normal. Our brains are wired to keep us safe, which often means keeping us in our comfort zone. But here's the thing. Manifesting is all about stepping out of that comfort zone. When doubt creeps in, acknowledge it, but don't give it power. You can even address it in your mirror work. Say something like, "I know part of you doubts this is possible, but I believe in you. You're capable of amazing things and you're proving that more and more every day." We live in a world of instant gratification, so it's natural to want to see results right away. But manifesting doesn't always work like that. Sometimes things manifest quickly, and sometimes it takes a little longer. The key is to trust the process. Think of it like planting a seed. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every day to see if it's growing, right? You'd water it, make sure it gets sunlight, and trust that it's growing beneath the surface, even if you can't see it yet. It's the same with manifesting. Keep doing your mirror work consistently and trust that things are shifting beneath the surface, even if you can't see the results yet. This is a biggie. Some people think that the mirror technique is all about sitting back and waiting for the universe to deliver. But that's not how it works. The mirror technique is powerful, but it's not magic. You still need to take inspired action towards your goals. The good news is, when you're consistently doing the mirror technique, you'll find yourself naturally motivated to take action. You'll start noticing opportunities you might have missed before. You'll feel more confident about taking risks and putting yourself out there. So don't just do your mirror work and then go about your day as usual. Look for ways to align your actions with your goals. If you're manifesting a new job, for example, update your resume, reach out to your network, apply for positions that excite you. The mirror technique will supercharge your efforts, but you still need to make those efforts. This is a subtle one, but it can really trip people up. When we're manifesting, it's natural to try to figure out exactly how our desire will come to us. But here's the thing. The universe often has plans that are way better than anything we could come up with. When you're doing your mirror work, focus on the end result, how you'll feel when your desire manifests, what your life will be like. But stay open to how it might come about. You might be surprised at the creative and unexpected ways the universe brings your desires to you. Gratitude is like fuel for your manifestations. When you're grateful for what you already have, you're sending a powerful message to the universe that you're ready and open to receive more good things. So make sure to incorporate gratitude into your mirror work. Thank yourself for the progress you're making. Express gratitude for the good things in your life, even if they seem small. The more you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, the more you'll have to be grateful for. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning something new. If you catch yourself making any of these errors, don't beat yourself up about it. Just course correct and keep going. The mirror technique is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice to master. But here's the exciting part. Even as you're learning and improving, you'll start to see results. You'll notice little shifts in your mindset, in how you feel about yourself, in the opportunities that come your way. And those little shifts, they're the first signs that big changes are on their way. So keep at it, stay consistent, and most importantly, have fun with it. The mirror technique isn't just about manifesting your desires. It's about falling in love with yourself and your life. And that, my friends, is the real magic. Now that you've got the basics down and you're avoiding common pitfalls, let's talk about how to supercharge your mirror technique. These tips and tricks will help you take your manifesting game to a whole new level. The mirror technique is powerful on its own, but when you pair it with visualization, it becomes unstoppable. Here's how to do it. After you've done your regular mirror work, close your eyes and spend a few minutes vividly imagining yourself living the reality you're trying to manifest. Use all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful it becomes. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, so this visualization work can really accelerate your manifestations. This might sound a bit silly, but trust me, it works. If you're manifesting a specific item or achievement, bring a prop to your mirror work. For example, if you're manifesting a new car, hold your car keys while you do your mirror technique. If you're manifesting a promotion, wear an outfit you'd wear in that new role. These physical objects help make your desire feel more real and tangible. They bridge the gap between your current reality and the one you're manifesting. After you've done your mirror work, take a few minutes to journal about it. Write down what you said, how you felt, any insights or ideas that came to you. This helps reinforce the work you've done and can also be a great way to track your progress over time. Plus, the act of writing engages a different part of your brain, helping to further embed your intentions into your subconscious mind. Create some affirmation cards based on your mirror statements. You can make these yourself or use a service that prints custom cards. Keep these cards with you and pull them out throughout the day to reinforce your mirror work. This is especially helpful when you're first starting out and might feel a bit self-conscious about talking to yourself in the mirror. Reading an affirmation card is a bit more discreet, but still very powerful. Try adding some movement to your mirror work. This could be as simple as taking a power pose while you speak your affirmations. Or you could create a full-on dance or exercise routine that you do while affirming your goals. Movement helps to shift your energy and can make your mirror work feel more dynamic and engaging. Plus, it's a great way to start your day on a positive note. Remember, the key to all of these techniques is to find what works best for you. Everyone's manifesting journey is unique, so don't be afraid to experiment and adapt these tips to fit your personal style and preferences. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but does it really work? Well, let me share a few real-life success stories that might just convince you of the power of the mirror technique. First, there's Sarah's story. Sarah had always dreamed of starting her own business, but fear and self-doubt held her back. She started using the mirror technique, telling her reflection every day, "You're a successful entrepreneur. Your business is thriving, and you're making a real difference in people's lives." At first, she felt silly, but she stuck with it. Within a month, she noticed she was feeling more confident. She started taking small steps towards her goal, researching business plans, networking with other entrepreneurs. 6 months later, she launched her own consulting firm. Today, 2 years on, her business is flourishing, and she credits the mirror technique with giving her the confidence to take that first step. Then there's Mike's story. Mike had been single for years and was starting to believe he'd never find love. He began using the mirror technique, telling his reflection, "You're in a loving, supportive relationship. You're a great partner and you deserve love." At first, nothing seemed to change. But Mike noticed he was feeling better about himself. He started taking better care of his appearance, going out more, engaging with people. 3 months into his mirror technique practice, he met someone special at a friend's party. They've been happily together for over a year now. Lastly, let's talk about Lisa. Lisa had always struggled with her weight and had tried every diet under the sun. She started using the mirror technique, telling her reflection, "You're healthy and fit. You make great choices for your body, and you love how you feel." The change wasn't overnight, but Lisa noticed she was naturally gravitating towards healthier foods. She found herself enjoying exercise for the first time in her life. Over the course of a year, she lost 50 pounds and, more importantly, developed a positive relationship with her body. These stories show that the mirror technique isn't just about manifesting material things. It's about changing how you see yourself, which in turn changes how you interact with the world. And when you change that, you change everything. I know you might still have some questions or doubts about the mirror technique. That's totally normal. Let's address some of the most common ones. Q. Isn't this just positive thinking? How is it different? A. While positive thinking is certainly part of it, the mirror technique goes deeper. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about fundamentally changing how you see yourself. The act of looking into your own eyes creates a powerful connection that goes beyond just positive thoughts. Q. What if I don't believe what I'm saying to myself? A. This is a common concern, and it's okay if you don't fully believe it at first. The key is to keep doing it anyway. Think of it like learning a new skill. At first, it feels awkward and you might doubt yourself, but with practice, it becomes natural. Your beliefs will catch up with your words over time. Q. How long does it take to see results? A. This varies from person to person and depends on what you're trying to manifest. Some people see small changes within days, while bigger manifestations might take weeks or months. The key is to be patient and consistent. Trust that changes are happening even if you can't see them yet. Q. Can I use the mirror technique for multiple things at once? A. While it's possible, it's generally more effective to focus on one main goal at a time. This allows you to really concentrate your energy and attention. Once you've manifested one thing, you can move on to the next. Q. What if I miss a day? A. Don't worry if you miss a day here and there. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent overall. If you miss a day, just pick up where you left off the next day. The most important thing is to keep going. Remember, it's okay to have doubts or questions. The mirror technique is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it takes some getting used to. Be patient with yourself, stay curious, and keep an open mind. You might just be surprised at what you can manifest. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, from understanding the basics of the mirror technique to learning how to supercharge your practice. But remember, knowledge is only power when it's applied. So now it's time for you to take this information and put it into action. The mirror technique isn't just about manifesting material things or achieving specific goals. It's about transforming your relationship with yourself. It's about learning to see yourself as the powerful, capable, amazing person you truly are. And when you do that, you become unstoppable. So here's my challenge to you. Commit to trying the mirror technique for the next 21 days. That's how long it typically takes to form a new habit. Choose something you want to manifest, craft your mirror statement, and spend a few minutes each day looking into your own eyes and speaking that statement with conviction. Remember, it might feel a bit awkward at first. You might have doubts creep in. That's all normal. Just keep going. With each passing day, it'll get easier, and you'll start to notice shifts in how you think and feel. And here's the really exciting part. As you change how you see yourself, you'll start to notice changes in the world around you. Opportunities will appear. People will treat you differently. things will start to fall into place in ways you never expected. But don't just take my word for it. Try it for yourself. See what happens when you harness the power of the mirror technique to manifest faster than ever before. And remember, this isn't about becoming a whole new person. It's about uncovering the amazing person you've always been beneath the layers of doubt and limiting beliefs. It's about aligning your outer world with your inner truth. So are you ready? Are you ready to step into your power, to become the conscious creator of your reality? Are you ready to manifest faster than you ever thought possible? Your reflection is waiting. Your future self is waiting. It's time to look in the mirror and say hello to the incredible person you're becoming. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the power of the mirror technique. I can't wait to hear about all the amazing things you manifest. Until next time, keep shining, keep believing, and keep manifesting.